Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Anyway So. My name is Dylan Palladino. This is the podcast. You know that. You love it. You're here. You're tuning back in. It's Sunday, dude, or whatever day of the week you listen to it. I got the gain turned up on the microphone, and yes, I spent 30 minutes trying to get the camera perfectly straight, and I still feel like I'm a little bit not in the middle of frame. And, these are the things I obsess about, and you guys probably don't notice them or care. But I do. I care. How we doing? How we feeling? How was your week? Did you have a good week? You have a successful week? Do you feel like you gained something? I did. I gained a negative diagnosis for strep throat. That's what I gained. Because, hey, your boy was with someone who ended up having strep throat. And, I mean, why am I talking about that in the first 2 minutes of the show? Because if someone's going to listen, they're going to listen in the first 2 minutes. And they're going to hear that and be like, oh, Dylan's a fucking whore. And I'm not, dude. I'm not. Someone did call me a slut this week, and I gotta say, ladies, I get it. That shit sucks. All right. She said that my mustache made me look like a slut, and it didn't feel good. And I was like, what am I doing? What? Just what I'm wearing? Just because I want to wear a tank top and booty shorts? That makes me a slut? Let me live my life. I'm expressing myself. Does having a mustache make you a slut as a man? I don't. And I can't defend myself and say I'm not, because that just makes you sound more like a slut. But I'm not. I mean, this first 5 minutes, any girl that has even thought remotely about maybe talking to me is going to be like, that, never mind, actually. This guy's an insane person. But yeah, now it wasn't someone it was just someone I was around. I just happened to be around them. They got strapped. They're like, yo, dude, I got strep. You should make sure you don't have it. And guess what, dude? I went to the doctor, and he's like, why do you want to get tested for it? I was like, I was around someone that has it, and I'm just trying to be responsible because I got 2 other people in my house, and I mean, dude, I sound like a slut. I got 2 other people in my house. Let me just check. And then guess what, dude? He did the test on me, and he came back, and he was like, yo, you're negative, bro. I guess you're built different. And it's true. I'm built different, dude. I don't have it. I'm clean, dude. I am clean. I was worried because anyone around you gets any sickness and you're just like, oh shit, like now I'm gonna have to take antibiotics and I'm gonna have to nuke my gut biome, and because like maybe that matters because we still don't really know, but you want to say gut biome because it makes you feel smart. But then I went, and the doctor was like, dude, you are. He literally took the test out, and he was like, king shit, bro, you're clean. I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm not going to my mic stand fell. Dude, please stop. My mic stand fell. He's like, yeah, you should build different, dude. And I was like, thank you. And that's, I always start the podcast off absolutely insane. I honestly just don't have chill, dude, especially when I just had coffee and I'm like trying to ramp up because today, for whatever reason, I was like, not that I don't want to do this, because I love talking to you guys, and I love, it's talking to myself mainly, which I was talking to my friend, and she was like, oh, how do you prepare for the podcast? Because it's just you're not bouncing off of anyone. So is it just like you wonder how the conversation goes with yourself? And I said, that's exactly how it is. It's just complete schizo moment. I'm just schizo boy for an hour. And I just hope that I enjoy talking with me. And the headphones help for sure. Even these headphones are the oldest headphones ever created. But that's good. And yeah, so that happened. That was nice. Nothing like realizing you're not sick, because you just have to go through the whole thing, and then you have to tell people you're sick, and then people treat you I mean, it's because of COVID and shit. Everyone's just like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we shouldn't hang out. And you're like, I mean, dude, I'm not going to spit in your mouth, bro. Let's hang, dude. I'm not going to lick the inside of your tonsils, okay? Let's just hang out. I'm not going to, when you go to the bathroom, spike your drink. If I spike your drink, I mean, pour it into my mouth, gargle it, and spit it back in, dude. Come on. So yeah, that happened. Hey, by the way, 347. Just no segues in this show. Hey, 347-566-9741. Hit the hotline. Tell us some cringe shit that happened to you last week. Let us know your pet peeve. All right? Call in. Let us know what a pet peeve is. 347-566-9741. We got a response from the guy that we featured last week. I sent him a little text. And it's funny. This guy writes text messages. I don't know how old you are, dude, but you write like you're 55. And I don't mean that in a shitty way. Like he like has different, he space breaks each paragraph. He honestly a good writer. And he basically just was like, this is a double voicemail guy. And he said, fuck McDonald's for not serving all day lunch. I feel that. Their McMuffin sandwiches are soggy and suck ass. 100%. I agree. It turns out the water coffee cup was his idea because originally he wanted water, but he needed an all-nighter. Dude, what are you doing all-nighters for? Are you a truck driver or something? He said, thanks for the feature. Of course, bro. Thanks. See, this is what happens when you call in. You get shouted out and you become part of the community, and we celebrate it. Okay? We celebrate you and you spilling coffee on the side of your truck and leaving the longest voicemail I've ever gotten in my life. But thanks for calling in. I posted on my story this week. No one said some shit that pissed them off, but I don't know. There's definitely some stuff. It's gonna get to the point where there are gonna be so many voicemails we won't even know how to respond to all of them. You know? What's going on with me? I had a good week. My grandpa called me this morning, and dude, old people get to a point where they just start telling you shit even if you didn't ask them. Like we were talking about, I don't know, he was sending me a package, and then all of a sudden he's like, did I tell you about the time your grandmother and I almost got in a horrible divorce? And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, the year was 1975. Nixon had I don't even know if Nixon was still around. I think Nixon was gone. Actually, Nixon might have been, whatever. And then he just proceeds to tell me, honestly, like a pretty interesting story about, I'm not going to tell it here, obviously, because this is public. And eventually, maybe I'll have a Patreon and I'll talk about it more, but I don't want to do, too much. Because there are sometimes, maybe, because, if I go on dates and stuff, sometimes I want to talk about the experience, but I'm not going to do it in this public forum because that would be easy for the person that I'm potentially seeing to listen to. And not that I'm hiding anything, but not great to be able to hear a person that you're dating talk about that experience. And or maybe the fact that they went on a date with someone else because, hey, you're in New York City. You're dating. You're going out. You're getting drinks with someone. You're again, not helping the whole you're a slut thing, but yeah. So yeah, maybe I'll do that on Patreon one day. But I'm pretty honest. Honestly, dude, that's the key with dating. You just got to be straight up. That was my biggest mistake in my 20s was I was always so worried about saying something to the girl that she didn't want to hear. So I would just say whatever I thought would make her happy. And that is not the right thing to do. Because number one, they will find out. All women are detectives, okay? They should all detective forces should be made only of women, and then there would never be crime ever again in the world. Because they would figure that shit out before you even realized you were about to do it. And number two, another reason why you shouldn't do that is because again, like you're not being who you are, and and women respect it so much more when you're just like honest with them and you just communicate whatever it is. Even if they end up not wanting the same thing you want, they'll be like, oh, cool, that guy actually told me what he wanted and he didn't treat me like a delicate little flower who can't hear anything. I'm serious, dude. You got to just be honest. Say what you're thinking, say what your intentions are, whatever it is. Say it. And that's my little piece of advice today for all the guys listening. Because, I know a lot of women listen to this podcast too, and I love you guys. And I appreciate you listening. But that's the man advice corner, because I would love for more dudes to listen to the show and have a guy that's not telling them to just ask a woman what her body count is. Dude, so many of guy podcasters today are such fucking dorks, bro. They're such dorks, and they don't care about men, and they're just trying to live up to this like mega alpha, Andrew Tate person that they're trying to be, that guys can look up to and be like, I want to be smart and confident like that guy. Dude, those guys are dweebs, bro. They're all dweebs. 100%. We're absolute losers in middle school and high school, and they just created this persona, this like fake mega alpha persona that they then sell to other guys, and they get money from the guys. You know how I know they don't care about guys? Because they're charging dudes $5,000 for some consultation where they just say like, you got to focus on yourself, King. All right? You got to set goals. Dude, buy the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People for $20. You don't need to talk to Ashton Hall for $5,500 and watch him go run next to a BMW G-Wagon or a Mercedes G-Wagon again. I mean, his AirPods are popping out. God, dude. I have friends that like actually care about a woman's body count. I have guys that will ask a woman what her body count is. Dude, you're a fucking dork. Shut up. Who cares, bro? Like, for real. And I don't want to sound like some soft little beta, because I'm fucking alpha, bro. I'm actually Sigma, okay? And you know what Sigma is? Not using the term body count. Like you're some 16-year-old with a broccoli haircut. Get the fuck out of here. It's so whack to me. It's so whack. And I get it, dude. You're insecure because you want this woman to just belong to you, because you think if she's been with some other guy, then whatever, she's going to, dude, get past it. Get over your ego. Get over it. It doesn't matter. You don't own her. You don't own her past, okay? You didn't even know she existed. You want her to ask you about all the times you stuck your dick in literal mud or some shit? Like, come on. Also, we already talked about this. You're not the best she's had. You're not the biggest cock she's had. You're not the biggest cock she's had. You're not the best sex she's had. And you know what? You got to let it go. Who cares? You want to find a girl that's had sex with one person? I mean, good luck, I guess. That's fine. Do you? But it's this weird thing of just like asking for someone's body count. That's so, and also, I mean, and I don't want to be this guy, but also you can tell. Okay. If you're asking, you know, and no hate to that. Whatever you want to do, that's fine. But if you're asking, if you're a little worried, you know, brother, you know, okay? I'm sorry, but you know what's good. And again, doesn't matter. It's all good. Or you could be wrong. I don't know. But usually it's like, get past it, dude. Ask her what she thinks about, I don't know, dark matter or some shit. The theory of the fact that the Big Bang is gonna like a repeat again. Ask her some interesting shit like that. You want to know how many dicks she's had? Who cares, bro? I'm not gonna talk about this any longer. I just heard that the other day. Some girl told me that like many guys ask her like what her body count is, and I was like, bro. Get the fuck over it. I've never, ever asked a partner, I've never, ever asked a girl about their past and been happy about the answer. Never. I've never, ever, in a moment of weakness, been like, oh, well, have you done this or whatever? And then she told me, and then me be like, thank you very much. I'm so happy that I now have to think about that for the next 6 hours while we continue to hang out, and I pretend that it's not hurting me internally. Don't ask, dude. Just don't ask. Just keep going with your life. It's a question you want to ask. It's just like, you know what it is, dude? It's not this, but it's just like as a white guy, when you meet someone who's not white, and then there's that dumb little thing in your mind that wants to be like, where's your family from? Don't ask that. Okay. I know you want to know. And I know part of you is like, I'm just trying to learn more about them. Don't ask that. They hate it and they judge you for it. And they'll always kind of think about you a little bit differently. And by them, I mean someone who's not white, who's like, I'm from New Jersey. You're like, yeah, no, I know. But like, you know, where are your grandparents from? Did they happen to come here on a boat or a plane? What was their land like? I mean, dude, you sound like an idiot. Who cares, man? They'll talk about it eventually, but don't ask. Don't ask about that, and then don't ask a girl about like anything, dude. You should treat someone like. I mean, I might have actually said this before. I don't care. The only thing you can ask is like, hey, have you ever stabbed someone in the neck after you finished having sex? Or if you have you ever had sex for money? You can ask that. But again, you'll know. And also, if it's something that bad, it's the person who's done it's responsibility maybe to inform you, like, hey, this happened. I just want to. Anyway, how do we start talking about that? Oh man, what? Again, dude, 17 minutes in, I got serious again, but you know, I mean, that was funny. I was talking about my grandpa. So he's telling me this story about like him and my grandma fighting and things that happened when my dad was like a kid. And okay, how many times we're gonna have to start doing the like counter. I would love for that guy that commented that shit on the YouTube to count how many times I say like per episode and then tell me. And then I'll try to beat it each time because suck my dick. And I think about you every day though. So he's telling me the story and it's kind of this nice moment where I'm thinking, oh, my grandpa is he's getting older and he's expressing something to me that is actually nice to know because I always thought his relationship with my grandma was perfect and I had always heard inklings of this, but now he's telling me what happened. And I will say in the story, it kind of didn't make fully sense why it happened. And he kind of like blamed her really, but he did, but he didn't, but it's also definitely a silent generation kind of guy thing. But it was nice. And he talks about how he came back together with her and they had a great rest of their life. It was cool to hear. It's cool to hear your family members, especially older ones, tell you about stuff that happened and open up to you. And then you feel like you hear a little bit more of the story and of who they are and of your family. And you kind of feel like you, I don't know, understand your bloodline more. And if things have happened in your life similar to that, you're like, oh, it's not just me. Maybe it's part of my family. Maybe this is what Paladinos do, whatever it is. And then at the end of the story, I go, oh, well, did you guys, trying to have a moment with him where I go, oh, well, did you guys talk about it more? How did you work through it? Did you discuss what went down and how did you grow? And he's like, no, we never talked about it ever again. He goes, yeah, that's a problem with your generation. You guys talk about stuff way too much. Just do. You don't have to talk about everything. Talk is cheap. Do things with your actions. And then I remembered, oh yeah, you were born in the 1930s. You think talking about anything is gay, or you're just mentally ill. You're a little funny. He was so close. Your grandma didn't talk a lot. She just did. She was a woman of action. And I went, okay, well, yeah, but also if you guys had talked about it a little bit after, maybe you both would have learned something or worked through it instead of just ignore. People just love to ignore stuff and not talk. Again, the theme of this summer, it seems like on this podcast, is communication, because people are not doing that. But the idea that you should just let something go. No, dude. You work through the most silent generation, or greatest, or maybe he's greatest generation, maybe. I don't know, and I don't care. Talk about it. Anyway, that was nice though. He's gonna send me some coins, and I don't know. Then he also asked me. He brought up my ex-girlfriend. My grandpa brought up my ex-girlfriend from 15 years ago and said that was his favorite one. And I'm like, dude, that was my least favorite one. He's like, I knew that one the best, and I really feel like she said something to you that always stuck with me. And so I wrote it down and I sent it to you in a letter. Huh? And I'm like, dude, I was 19 years old. So any way that I acted is not representative of who I am as a person now at all. And that person that I dated, and she would agree with this, was the least likely to work out. We also dated for maybe a year. And he's like, yeah, I knew that one the best. I mean, I don't know if he said he liked her the best. God forbid one of my exes listens to this. I don't think they will. And if, the one who I think is listening to it is listening, he said nice things about you. He was just, I don't know. He's 93. He probably doesn't remember as much as he does from 20 years ago. But yeah, he's grandparents are weird, man. Because they want to guide you, but then at the same time, they almost have this idea about how your life has gone and what they can do to give you wisdom. I feel like every grandparent feels like they're supposed to imbue wisdom in their grandkids, and sometimes it just you want to say it's not happening. I'm sorry. You can just be my I mean, you don't have to try. Just talk to me, and maybe you'll give me some, or let me ask you. We can have a decent conversation instead of every time it feels like you have to ask me about my entire life and where things are going and how I feel about it, dude. A lot of pressure. Anyway, but that was good talking to him. We'll see whatever the letter he sent me was. I watched the doc on the submersible, and you know what? The entire time I was thinking, when are they going to show a recreation of what happened in the submersible? Because I don't know why I thought that was going to be in there, and it never happened. And I watched this hour and 45-minute documentary, and I was kind of upset. It was good to watch, definitely, but did make me go, what's wrong with me that I, the entire time, was listening to stories about all these families and what happened to them and how they got involved and how much of a psychopath Stockton Rush was, which, by the way, what a sick name. Stockton Rush is such a cool name. And I think his name was because he had the last name of two different signers of the Declaration of Independence, right? Let's see. Richard Stockton and Benjamin Rush were both signers of the Declaration of Independence, with Stockton being the first from New Jersey to do so, and Rush later signing as well. Yeah, that's so baller. It makes sense why he was such an egomaniac. He's like, two of the signers of the Declaration of Independence were my ancestors. But the entire time I just wanted to be like, show what happened. Explain to me again how they died so fast they couldn't even experience it because it happened in 30 milliseconds and the time it takes for a brain to even process pain is 150 milliseconds. I heard that and I still go, I would have went like, ow. I hear that and I still go, nah, I don't believe it. That's how dumb I am. I go, I don't believe it. They felt that shit. They felt it. They were screaming. So sad. But I mean, they didn't actually, which is good. But crazy. It was, dude. The documentary, honestly. I mean, if you're bored, watch it. It's a little macabre, but the thing is just, it's crazy how a guy will just say, we're doing this, and people around will go, yeah, okay, I'm with you. I trust you. You're so confident. You must know something I don't know. I just hit the camera. You must know something I don't know. So yeah, we'll do it. And then you get a submarine that implodes next to the Titanic. Also, dude, I'm sorry. Who wants to go to the Titanic? Why do people care about seeing the Titanic so much? I don't give a shit about the Titanic. It's a boat that sank. Big fucking deal. I'm sorry. I know it was a huge ship and it was really momentous. Like, why do you want to see it? Why do you want to go to a graveyard? When you want to dig up George Washington and look at his bones? He's dead, bro. The boat's gone. What, you don't believe the boat was there? It's there, dude. Why do you want to be under that? I do not understand wanting to go to the bottom of the ocean and wanting to see the Titanic. I don't get it. Who cares? It's not like you can't even go out and touch it. Which maybe that's just me being a toddler, but I don't want to go out there. You can't. Who cares? We've seen video of it. The only reason you even care about the Titanic is because of the movie and because Leo's sexy ass was on there. And Kate Blanchett, who was it? No, I'm going to get yelled at because it's definitely not Kate Blanchett. I didn't even like the movie that much. I'm sorry, whatever, dude. I don't give a shit. The film, who was in it? Let's see, who was in the film? James Cameron starring Kate Winslet. Not even close. Kate Blanchett. I mean, the names kind of sound similar, but yeah, Kate Winslet. That makes some. I knew it wasn't Kate Blanchett, but who cares about the Titanic? For real, there's more important things. At least going to space, it's like you're leaving the planet. I get that. And when you go outside, you don't immediately implode. Your blood boils and shit, but you have a second to at least be like, oh wow, look at the little blue marble. But going into it feels so dumb. And I get it, it's really cool for people. I mean, the ocean is, I thought it was, the entire time I'm like, why are these guys doing this? Go play a video game. Go, whatever. Watch a video of it. You don't need to go down there. The entire time I was on the submersible, I would just be thinking this is going to implode at any second, and I'm going to feel it. I'm going to scream, ow! And they didn't talk about how, because everyone said, oh, they had no idea, it just happened. But then other people said, no, they knew about it for a while, and they just had to slowly wait for the ship to collapse. I don't know. It's sad, but I also then looked up the 10 different videos of it imploding on YouTube and watched them in slow motion to be like, okay, yeah, like what was it like? And then you see the animations of the people's bodies just disintegrating, and you're like, oh yeah, cool. Okay. Oh yeah, I already knew that, but let me just watch it a couple of times to really just go, okay, I definitely believe it now. We talked about that. Check. I don't really like to talk about politics on here, but hey, can we all agree that the Nelk Boys are the dumbest motherfuckers alive? Yeah, right? Just two of the stupidest men these guys are so dumb. They're like my age. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say about that. You guys all know what I'm talking about. Just so dumb. And what they were wearing, they looked like they're like part of that same like podcast. Dude. Part of that same podcast ecosystem. Fucking losers, bro. Dude, people just doing shit to make money, to get clicks. And look, we all do it to an extent, but sometimes you got to be like, why am I doing this? Dorks. I saw that and went, you guys are such idiots. And their explanation of, oh, we would interview anyone. We're just asking questions. You shouldn't be. Okay? You're called the Full Send podcast. You're what people say when they jump off of cliffs into a lake below. You shouldn't be having dude. I'm not going to go into it. This isn't a political podcast, but they're the absolute dumbest dudes alive. And like I look at them and I go, you guys for real couldn't pass an Algebra 1 test. I mean, even if I gave you extra time, even if I gave you the key to the test of what the answers were, you still wouldn't be able to get 100%. I guarantee if I gave that fool Steiny the answers to the test and then the actual test, he'd still get like an 87. Guarantee. Anyway, we talked about mustaches making you a slut. Does it make you a slut? Why is it? Yeah, I don't know what it is. We kind of talked about it in the beginning, but I mean, dude, when that girl called, when she said, every guy with a mustache, I think is a slut. I literally, inside, I was like, oh, ow, but you don't even know me. Don't judge me for my appearance. I mean, I honestly got it. I went, wow, okay. You know what, ladies? It took me 32 years, but I get it. It's not right. No. Crazy. Dude, I was slut shamed. I got slut shamed for my mustache. I didn't do anything. I dressed up as a character and decided to keep it, and now I'm getting called a little, I want to say hooligan. Now I'm getting called a whore? I'm getting called a man of the night? I didn't even do anything. I just got some hair on my lip. Now I'm a dirty little twat? I'm a tramp? Come on. What is another word for slut? I mean, yeah, this podcast goes all over the place. I love it. And I know you guys love it too. And that's why it's going to absolutely explode. Let's see. Slutty, prudish. Prudish, no. Corrupt, trampy, perverted, skank. Skank's a good one. Skank is really good. Lascivious, also pretty good. Anyway. Yeah, talked about mustache making me a slut. You know, because I write stuff down and then I go, I'm going to have so much to say about this. And then you don't. Hey, man. A TikTok ad worked on me last week. Yeah, I'm sorry. A TikTok ad worked on me and I bought the product. And I really didn't think that would happen to me, but I scrolled up and this guy was like, it's only $6. And I clicked on it. And by the way, it wasn't $6. It was 18, but I still went, oh, that's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And I bought it. And I don't know what that makes me. A sheep, a slug, a cow, whatever it is. But I was that. My brain was turned off. That's like literally TikTok is just trying to turn your brain off just enough to where you get to one of the TikTok shop ads and your monkey brain goes, I want that. Ooh, yeah. I want new banana. And then you buy it. Whatever it is. I must have that. And that's what happened to me. And then it showed up at it actually went to my old apartment where my ex still lives. And that was kind of weird. She was like, why did you order this? I'm like, just put it outside, please. We don't have to talk about this. She goes, what is it? And I'm like, they're hydration packets. She's like, what, dude? You don't do anything that you need hydration. I go, I know. I fell for it. I always kind of wondered what Waterboy tasted like. And then I got the code off and then I got the Waterboy and hey, they're pretty good. Waterboy, if you want to sponsor me, I would love to. I don't know if you're better or worse than Liquid IV. You don't have sugar, but apparently having sugar is actually good for hydration because it helps. And it helps it more than having no sugar. And so because of that thought, when I poured the Waterboy in the water, I also poured sugar in because I'm a little fatty. But I went, no, but this is more healthy. But this is actually healthier. That's why I'm doing it. I'm allowed to eat sugar right now because it's healthier. I read an AI overview about this on Google. Yeah. So then I had to go pick that up from my old apartment. I'm just thinking, I mean, I didn't see her, which is fine, but I'm just thinking like, oh yeah. She's in bed, just like, oh, my ex-boyfriend is getting water boys. He's buying water boys off a TikTok shop. Jesus, I dodged a bullet. 33-year-old man buying water boy off a TikTok shop because he got a $12 off coupon. I dodged a bullet. I don't know what his body count is, but I know it's low. Pussy clot. Woo! What are we at? 35? Okay. Can you guys feel the energy drop? Can you feel that the coffee went up and then now it's coming down and I'm trying to still figure it out? Yeah. But I fell for the TikTok shop ad. And I shouldn't because here's why I fell for it, okay? I got paid, and then as soon as you get paid, I don't know what it is, but you go, I have to spend this money. And not only do I have to spend this money, I have to spend 20% more of this money than I actually have. What is that? Is that an American thing? You go, hey, I got $100. I'm going to spend $150 on something because I had this $100. It actually is only like I'm spending $50, but that's not how it works because it's all your money. But you legitimately go, I'm only spending $50 right now. This is a great deal because I just got paid. What is it about getting money that you just have to spend it and you have to spend more than you have? You gotta. You're like, I mean, well, what's even the point of having a credit card if I don't use it? If I don't use the whole limit? If I don't go up to the edge, they're winning. If I don't spend my $5,000 credit limit, then they're actually winning in this scenario. So I'm going to spend it. Yes, I only have $1,500 in my bank, but I'm spending the $5,000 and I'm stimulating the economy. And also, I will figure it out. Because they give me 6 weeks. Gun to my head. They're like, you better pay this or we're going to charge you 65% interest. You got 6 weeks. What is that? And they say burning a hole in your pocket. And it really, I don't know what it is. Because then 2 days later, when I don't have any money, I'm like crying when I buy a bottle of water for $2. I go, come on, dude. $1.50, please. Come on. This is ridiculous. And that's how I am. That's how I am. And then I pushed a pull door. That was embarrassing. I don't care how many times it happens. When you push a pull door, God, you want to just jump off a bridge right then. Right? When you push a pull door, you really just want to be like, God, Jesus, take the wheel. And by take the wheel, I mean drive me right in front of an 18-wheeler because holy shit, is that embarrassing. You just want to look around and just be like, hey, by the way, guys, I'm a dumbass. It says push, but I pulled. Sorry. Yep. I'm a loser. In case any of you are wondering, in case any of you are wondering if I've had sex recently, definitely not because I just pushed a pull door. Anyway, I'm going to leave. If anyone wants to come punch me in the nose, if anyone wants to come flick my little penis, you can come and do that because obviously it's small. I just pushed a pull door. God. If anyone wants to come yank on my tiny little balls, go ahead and do that. You want to slap me in the face? Go ahead. I'm yours for the taking. I just pushed a pull door. Just come have your way with me because I'm such a, just come up and break my glasses in half. Just come up and step on them because that's who I am. Does anyone else feel that? Maybe it's a little extreme. It is how I feel at times. I'm going to leave that there because there might be another day that I want to talk about that. Let's see. Cardi B, BBL. We already talked about that. That was crazy. There's one other thing I want to discuss this week. Oh, what else? Okay, well, last night I went I went out to bars 2 nights this week, and I gotta say, I am just at this point in my life where I go to a bar, and we talked about this before, or I go to like a club, because one of the nights I went to a club with someone, and I was just looking around at all these people, and they were having fun, and I just was like, wow, you guys really, you're just doing it. You're doing the thing. You're not, whereas I'm there experiencing it, but also being hyper aware of everyone else. And dude, at one point I was just like I was drinking a little bit, trying to chill, have a good time. And there were mirrors. There should be no mirrors in clubs and bars. Well, I don't want to see myself in the bar or the club. Okay? I don't want to make eye contact with myself when I try to dance a little bit or I miss the straw with my mouth. I don't want to do that. I'm going to break the mirror when I see that. I'm just going to... I caught myself dancing in the mirror. Mortifying, dude. I started laughing out loud. It was like, oh my God, look at you, bro. What are you doing? Stop moving your hips like that. What are you doing with your hand, man? Come on. Go back on your phone. Go on your phone. That's less embarrassing than you trying to be in the moment and enjoy life. Why are there mirrors in it makes no sense to me. I don't want to witness myself. I'll be witnessed. I'll be perceived by other people. That's fine. But to witness myself? To be self-reflective in that moment? No. But we were there. It was like an opening. There's some DJ was playing at this club, and just all these models walk in, just like all of them, in groups of like 8 to 10. So many hot people at this party, and I'm just looking around at all of them. They're all in their cliques. They're all talking, and you know what? They didn't seem like they were having fun. I actually want to go back on that. I was watching and I was like, I don't think any of you guys are all just here. You've done this so many times that it's like a job for you. I can't imagine being a model and having to go out like Wednesday through Sunday. They might even go out every single night. I don't know. But it just feels exhausting. And they're just there drinking, getting the same guy to buy them drinks, bottle service. Everyone's vaping inside, which is fine. I mean, whatever. Everyone's doing blow too. Literally everyone just like a bag. Like they're not even being low key about it. Just baggies out, going to the back. And then I went to the bathroom and I met the DJ. And it was funny. His name was Dexter. And I talked to him and he's like, yeah, 5 different people are giving me requests. I don't know what to play. She's like, some people want 80s, some people want house, some people want rap, Waka Flocka Flame. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I go, dude, you're crushing it. Don't even worry. He's like, yeah, I mean, it's just a job. All good. I don't overthink it. And I went, that's the right way to think about it. But just so funny for the DJ to just even when he's playing, going like, dude, just let me do my thing. I don't need 6 different girls. Play Waka Flocka. Do you have a Charlie XCX remix? Some guy being like, bro, you gotta put on Future, dude. Come on, this shit's fire. Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. 2 nights in a row, though, drinking. You gotta, I mean, oh my God. The drinking, it's like, I don't even drink that much. I have 3 drinks. I go out. I get home at 1 a.m. and I'm like, what am I doing? I did get a burger last. Dude, I got a burger at 7th Street Burger last night. That was nice. And just, you're in this burger place and you're just looking around and everyone else, people are either drunk or high, whatever it is. It's 2 a.m. and you're just in that moment. You're all just like, we're animals. And we're just chewing and eating on burgers and just at our lowest form. And it's nice though. No one in there, there's no judgment in there. We're all just at the watering hole, just feeding, just eating these carcasses. Disgusting in a good way. I wolfed that burger down. Fire. Absolutely. Have no idea if this is interesting. I think it is, but just talking about getting a burger. But it was good. Is there anything else I wanted to... there's one thing that I wanted to talk about, but we're at 44 minutes, and I like keeping it short. I talk about this literally every fucking episode. I like keeping it short for you guys, Just having a nice short time. And it's actually like... Maybe I'll get a little bit more serious. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I haven't wanted to be intimate with people recently, and it feels really weird as a guy being like that. Because you kind of live your entire life thinking that that's the only thing that you want, and that is that's what you're supposed to want too. You hit your teenage years and you go, that's what I want. That's what I'm supposed to want. And you do want it for a while. But then you get older and all of a sudden you start to have emotions. Gross. And then you don't want it. You don't want it for a while. And you're like, what's wrong with me? And then you try to push past it and you do it anyway. And then you feel bad after. You're like, why did I just do that? Because I think that that's what I'm supposed to want. It's what I'm supposed to do. It's weird as a guy, man. It's weird as a guy not wanting to. Because that's so much of your identity is feeling like you want to do that. And when you don't want to, you want to. Because then you feel more like a man. I don't know how to explain it. And I haven't wanted to recently, and it doesn't feel good. But sometimes I do, but it's just confusing. And then you go, what do I do? Because then people go, oh, well, just don't do it. Don't focus on it. And you're like, you don't understand. It's like a part of me. I feel better when I want to. Not when I'm like... When I'm like, oh, yeah, it's just like when I'm the wolf, like, thank, ooga, with my eyes out. I don't want to be like that. That's disgusting. That's a caricature of a man. But when you want it, when you feel that, you just feel like more in your body and you feel more alive. And when you don't have that, you just feel like something is missing. I don't know how to explain it. I think you guys get what I'm saying. But it hasn't happened recently. And it's not that I'm like depressed. I usually know when I am depressed. It's more just I don't want to. And that's fine. Obviously, it's fine. You should never force yourself to do something like that. But you do feel off as a guy. And I guess I just wanted to share that. I don't know. I don't have a solution. But maybe other guys feel that. And, that's okay. And you should. But that's what being like a dad is. You just find other things to want, to want to do, to be excited about. Because you don't want to only like want to just have sex. Like, that's boring. But yeah, that's I've been dealing with that recently, and it's weird. And you feel kind of off and you almost feel wrong, but you know it's wrong, but you're still just like, I don't feel fully like a man. And then even like when you're with someone, like for me, a girl, and you're looking at them and you go like, oh man, I'm enjoying this, but I have no desire to do that. But then I feel bad that you might want me to. So I mean, yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll do it. I can go into that. I can default into that mode, but I want to like look forward to it. I want to like actually want to do it. And obviously if they knew that I didn't, they probably wouldn't want me to, but I don't know. You don't want to make them feel like, oh God, is this so fucking lame? I'm sorry if it is. It's the end of the podcast. It's fine. But I'm going to re-listen to this and be like, dude, what the fuck were you talking about? Or maybe I'll make a clip of it. Whatever. Yeah, I will. No, commit, dude. Commit. It's okay. This is actually what you wanted to do. You wanted this podcast not just to be joking and being like a little silly dude. You wanted to have more than that. And that's what that's what this is. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you guys, some of the guys have felt like that. I know women definitely have. Women for sure feel it more. But as a guy, you got to learn to deal with it. And the only way you deal with it is just push. You just push forward, and you say it's okay. But yeah. Or as my grandpa would say, just don't talk about it and keep moving forward. And call your ex-girlfriend from 15 years ago, because I really think you guys could have gone all the way. Hey, Gramps, you're wrong. You're wrong. And she also has a kid and a husband. So anyway, good episode, 51 minutes. 347-566-9741. Hey, maybe, leave a message talking about addressing what I just said, or whatever it is you want to talk about. I want to hear from you guys. I like hearing from the community. I like building it. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for messaging me. When I get messages on Instagram, it means a lot. It really does. I like to see it. I like to hear it, because this podcast is not just about me. Like I like listening to podcasts, so I like, and a lot of times I've thought about messaging someone and I didn't, but now I'm telling you to do it. It makes me feel good, and it makes me feel like, okay, this isn't just about myself, which is my goal for life, is not just to make everything about myself, because that's a horrific way to live. And that's how Stockton Rush lived. And, then he imploded in a sub 2 miles below the sea, the surface. All right, I love you guys. Have a good week. We'll talk soon. See you later.